What's happening? Okay, I apologize in advance if my mic had a blowout on the start. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are wearing headphones and they're pretty loud. My bad, y'all. That's the first and the last time that will happen. During cutscenes, I will be pausing and or turning off my mic so you can hear the cutscenes, and I will try my best to give you guys commentary. I need you guys to keep in mind that this is my very first time actually doing a commentary on a gameplay video, and also that I'm not the best at doing so. Well, okay, that's a given. Alright, let's move forward, you guys. Oh, also, I'm drunk. I'm very drunk. I've drank roughly a full cup of Jack Daniels, so I'm not really. I'll try my best to be clear and concise with you guys throughout the gameplay, but I apologize if I have any slip-ups, and I will try my best to avoid cursing for the younger viewers out there who don't like hearing that.
What the hell is going on? Where's our air support? Get those forward guns going. Why aren't those rear batteries firing? Somebody get General Wilson on the horn!
Colonel Fury.
Doom, I'll have your head for this.
I have little time for your petty threats, Colonel. Surrender your ship now, or I shall destroy it.
Not on my watch.
This is a priority alert to all metahumans. UNN Alpha requests immediate assistance.
Thor, take care of those gunships. Spider-Man, draw them towards the stern.
Sure thing. I just love being a target.
Wolverine, you do it, Boy Scout. I don't take orders from you.
Soulless machine? How dare you strike the son of Odin?
Show off. Excuse me, is this the ferry to Staten Island? Looks like you could use some help. That dude scares me.
What are you girls looking at?
Anyways, the ship for your...
Alright, Governor, we're back. Sup, Batman? Alright, for this roster, we're going to be choosing the original roster. I'm going to start with Captain America. Hold on a second, y'all, my roommate. Hold on, bro. Hold on a second, y'all. My roommate is trying to ask me about something. I'm gonna come out and get on your nerves in a few seconds.
Got it. I'm just saying, before I leave, grab your meat and grab the ingredients you want to be grilled for, like peppers or other shit. They're in the refrigerator.
Alright, I'm trying to record this video. I'm not sure.
I got it. I just want to say that before.
Okay. Yeah, my apologies, y'all. That's my roommate. My roommate's more important than. Okay, that's good. That's so disrespectful. But talking to my roommate's more important than. Jesus Christ, dude. Talking to my roommate is more important than whatever I'm doing right now. That's my roommate. He's grilling right now. He wants me to come out. For this gameplay, we're going to start with the base roster, and we're going to start with Captain America from Avengers Endgame. This is, of course, a new model. Wasn't featured in my previous video. This is also a new model. This is a more detailed version of the Civil War or Homecoming. suit for Spider-Man. We'll be using that one. And for this one, we'll do Thor Ragnarok, given that I modded in the ability to change certain equipment. For Wolverine, the base roster, we'll be starting Wolverine Origins, which, in my opinion, looks just like the version of him from the original X-Men movie. But we'll just be going with Origins, just because it looks more natural and realistic. I apologize if I was screaming in the mic. 1 second.
But I'm not sure how long I'll last. Get here ASAP. Hurry out.
Sorry, you guys. I try to turn my mic off whenever there's moments where characters are talking or cutscenes, etc. Just so you guys can get the full enjoyment of the game. As you can see, this reshade is insane. There's like lens flares and blooming effects, and the detail is through the roof now. Given that YouTube limits us to like 1080p videos, I can't really show you guys how I play it. I play it in, of course, 4K, but it's absolutely amazing. As you can see, my advanced lighting is still on. I turned off the full screen lighting effect, given that reshade does all the things that the full screen lighting effect does. Well, of course, while giving you the ability to control exactly what it's doing. For the most part, I'll hit select real quick. Okay, for the most part, these models, in my opinion, are eons above or ahead of anything that's going to be released in the future. I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, not even only in their art direction, I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 looks very lazily created. I am not a fan of the environments. I don't like the models. But you know what? I'll get off the soapbox. Let's just move forward. Okay, first and foremost, for my mods, you'll see that Steve Rogers is not wearing his helmet. I don't have the moves unlocked, but when I do certain moves, I can actually put that helmet on. That's not the most outstanding or amazing thing that I've modded into this game. One of the other, or rather most outstanding mods would probably be Spider-Man. Spider-Man's homecoming suit actually changes into the suit from the movies, and this is of course in regards to the Stark armor. He gets the Stark armor, but it's not only just the Stark armor, but it's a variation of the Stark armor. What's going on with my controller? I apologize for this awkward sound. My controller's reconnecting. But I digress. The awesome thing about Spider-Man is that he switches into the Stark armor from the MCU universe, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have to say, it looks absolutely gorgeous. I'll be showing you guys an example of that, along with the changes for my Captain America 2, once I learn new abilities to show you guys. You'll notice for the Jobber characters, or the Ultron warriors that were originally in this stage, I replaced them with Stark armor. This is basically me paying homage to the Avengers 2 movie, or the Age of Ultron movie, for those of you who want to Google it in the future. I don't have any moves unlocked yet, so I can't show you guys, but I will definitely show you guys the changes in models that I modded into the game. Aside from that, there's other things such as the hero stat. I drastically modified the hero stat. For those of you who aren't familiar with the hero stat, it's just basically a file that allows you to alter the strength and the effects that certain abilities have for your character. In this instance, out of this set, I don't know a good character. I mean a good term. I'm gonna say out of this set of characters that I have, the most strong of my characters is Thor. Thor by far, given that Thor has the strength of a god. Second, or rather the runner-up, would have to be Spider-Man. Hey, I have new abilities. As you can see, I just used a new ability that changed the model, or rather, for lack of a better term, put the helmet on Thor. And as you can see, it's the Thor Ragnarok model still. He's just wearing more pieces of armor. You'll notice that I modded quite a few characters in my roster to have this amazing effect. Given that I have a new ability, I'm going to context and say that other characters in my game have that ability too, so I'll be showing you guys shortly. Right now I'm focusing on not dying. I failed to mention that I have a mod in this game that basically adds more enemies spawning to each of the stages. What I love about this game, first and foremost, it's not really a linear path. You actually have the ability to do awkward things like break walls as you traverse the stages, which not only shortens the gameplay, or rather the length of the stage, but it makes you feel less like you're on a linear path and more like you can choose ultimately which direction you will be taking throughout the stages. As you can see, this is the Tom Holland suit for Spider-Man. When I do certain moves, such as power-ups, he puts on the Stark armor. As you can see, it is the full Stark armor, complete with the legs. Don't worry, guys. If you're aware of, I guess, the button set, you can do certain moves that, as you can see, it changes it to different versions of said Stark armor. If I get bored, or rather don't want this armor on at all, I set it up to the button set. I'm not sure if that sounded redundant, but I set it up so that you can easily take the armor off at a whim. And as you can see, you can do pretty much whatever other moves he has in his set with ease without activating the armor by mistake. 1 second, guys.
Looks like I hit the jackpot. I'm working for the biggest group of villains this world has ever known. The Masters of Evil! That's the best part of all. We're led by the man himself. Dr. Doom, if you only knew. 'Cause Doom's got a plan that's gonna shake the heavens. You wanna get tough, punk? Good, 'cause so do I.
Okay, real quickly, this is the first and only time that I will speak during a cutscene for one of the in-game characters, but you will notice first and foremost that I replaced Scorpion from Spider-Man, spoilers, with Reptile from Mortal Kombat. You will see this in abundance. If I think a character is not powerful enough, first and foremost, to take on 4 protagonists from the MCU, or rather the Marvel Universe, I will switch them out effectively. Also, I will switch them out with models that hold my interest. Be it as it may, you will know, I apologize for the long narration here, but be it as it may, you guys will notice that there was a previous comic book game that integrated Mortal Kombat. It's called Mortal Kombat vs. DC. Sure, different universe, but comic books are comic books. So, I chose to subtly integrate Mortal Kombat models and or assets throughout my game where I think they are applicable, among other things that I think hold my interest. So you Scorpion fans out there, I apologize in advance, and I'm also sorry to you guys who want to see gameplay for holding the video up as long as I have, but this is the only time that I will be doing so. Let's move forward. You guys will notice I have a mod in here called the Realism mod. What the Realism mod basically does is it knocks down the enemy NPCs when you do a move that should knock them down. I got really tired of the janky, crappy gameplay where you hit a character and they don't flinch. Like, that doesn't make sense. Mod wise, I didn't mention this, Spider-Man has the ability to scale any wall that he pretty much feels like scaling. Aside from that, there's things like a web shield integrated into his power style, or those of you who don't mod, into his abilities. And that doesn't just apply to Spider-Man. There's a plethora of characters in my roster that have incredible things. That have incredible things that were modded into them. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but I edited my hero stat for the peeps out there who don't really mod this game, the hero stat is basically the file that you alter in order to increase the strength and or alter the fight style and or suits that your characters wear. But yeah, I adjusted them accordingly. 1 second, guys.
Thanks for responding to my SOS so quickly. The helicarrier's under attack by a group of supervillains called the Masters of Evil. And to make matters worse, they're led by Victor Von Doom. My thoughts exactly. It's not important. I told you it's not important.
Colonel Fury, this is the Black Widow. The Masters of Evil have activated the launch cycle of our nuclear missiles. I need help if they are to be stopped.
Help is on its way, Black Widow. Fury out. Team. Just one of those missiles could level an entire city. Failure is not an option. You have to get to the launch bay and stop them.
Yeah, you notice, or rather you guys will notice, I will be turning my mic off during these cutscenes, or as many cutscenes as I feasibly can, just so you guys can hear what's being said, just for story purposes. You'll notice that Nick Fury has been replaced with the black, or rather the Nick Fury from the MCU, or the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I wasn't kidding, I replaced every NPC, so nothing's going to look like the original MUA game. Aside from that, a little tidbit I like to add in. Whenever you guys play with Nick Fury, specifically my version, he has moments where he curses. I apologize to the children that are watching this video. Also, for the folks watching this video who aren't familiar with me, I'm trying to control my voice and keep it at a monotone level, for lack of a better term, just so you guys who are wearing headphones aren't annoyed by my voice. I'm switching the roster out. Someone previously commented that they want to see my Juggernaut in action. So you ask and I will, or rather ask and you will receive. I'll be taking one of my characters out of the roster. That'll be Spider-Man. I'll be switching him out, but of course this Wolverine will be changed with the Hulk. You'll notice this is a new model. In my previous video, specifically the video showcasing all of my playable character replacements, I didn't have this model. This is a character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's the Hulk, of course, and it's just something I put in here. My favorite model by far is this model. This is the Ultimate Universe model from the comics, and for a character that I will personally play with, I of course will be playing with Gambit. I still, to this day, think Gambit is the coolest character ever featured in Marvel, period. And I can't understand why they didn't put this guy in the movies. Don't bring up X-Men Origins. That movie's not good. Let's go. I say that respectfully, of course. It's my opinion. Again, guys, I am inebriated or I am drunk, and if you are a child watching this video, I'm going to try my best not to curse or slur and make this video as entertaining as possible. So let's go, Governor. Okay, you guys will notice immediately, aside from the Stark armor, which mimics the Age of Ultron movie, I also replaced a lot of the Ultron related characters with Ultron models. Sure, they're not the original Ultron, they're Ultron bots, but I tried to find the most detailed and cool looking models that I could. I'd also like to stress that this colorful and or technicolor reshade, along with the sharpening and or bloom and lens flare effects, looks absolutely gorgeous. I can't express to you guys how amazing this game looks. I know Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is coming out pretty soon. I'm not impressed, you guys. It's not just the art direction that they chose with the cell shading and the dark black outlines and the super simplistic art style. More or less for me, it's a matter of the other things that I observed. The other things that I've observed are mainly the environment. The environment is nowhere near as detailed as these environments that are featured in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 1 remaster. I apologize in advance if you can't see the attacks I'm doing. The characters in my roster are very large. For the hero stat, you'll notice Hulk. By far, Hulk is the strongest character in my roster, bar none. A close follow-up would probably be Thor, given that he has God strength. And yeah, that is what it is. Defensively, I have to say, defensive-wise, the strongest character I have in that stat will probably be Juggernaut. Juggernaut, of course, because of the Cyttorak crystal, I'm not going to get too far in depth with the lore of the comics, but Juggernaut is basically impervious. So, because of that fact, I made his defense abnormally high, or rather the highest in the game. As you can see, there's moments where your character's too weak to lift certain objects. Well, given that this is the goddamn Hulk, pardon my French, I can lift pretty much whatever I want, given that I choose the appropriate character. Given that I'm on this character, I'd like to point out this model is absolutely beautiful. The detail in this model is insane, you guys. Same applies with my Juggernaut. That Juggernaut is really amazing. Actually, because someone requested that they see my Juggernaut in action, I'm going to give you what you asked for. The Juggernaut is one of my most strong characters, so he can lift pretty much whatever he wants in the game, that among other things. And I'll try my best to clearly show you guys his moveset. Let's see, I have two moves. Move wise, for the Juggernaut, when he jumps, he makes an earthquake. There's a good example. It applies to his double jump too. Hulk has the same effect. I'll be showing you guys that in a sec. But it only applies to his double jump. And as you can see, the effect is totally different. As you can see, his regular jump is just a regular jump. Let's go back to Juggernaut. So, did he just run from me? Are you serious? Oh no, I'm stuck. I can't jump high enough to get up here. Alright, let's use Gambit. As you can see, the giant, bulkier, more sluggish characters are in fact bulkier and more sluggish. They won't be able to pull off certain feats that other characters can pull off, such as jumping to really high places. Alright, let's switch back to Juggernaut. Can't believe I missed that. I will admit, when playing with the Juggernaut, you do feel slightly invincible, given to, his high defense. When playing with the Hulk, you do feel really powerful. I think voice at 1 second, guys.
The only way to stop those missiles from firing is to destroy the consoles that control them.
Okay, not much voice acting, but yeah, some voice acting. Yeah, but when playing with my Juggernaut, you do feel really powerful. But that's not the effect that I intend for this character. The effect that I intend is imperviousness. I want you to feel like you're invulnerable or you can't be hurt by moves from jobber characters. Of course, Juggernaut has the highest defense of my roster, but Hulk has the highest attack power. So you do feel, in fact, like the most powerful thing in the game when playing with the Hulk. it's a personal thing, but I've seen, well, like, for instance, you guys can Google this, an animated movie called Hulk versus Thor, or Thor versus Hulk. I can't really remember, but in that movie, the Hulk beat up Asgard. There's no exaggeration there either. The the Hulk literally beat up every character in Asgard. Since this is commentary, I guess I can just blabber and rant. One thing that stood out the most with me, specifically for the Hulk, was that in the comics, whenever the Hulk turned into the Hulk, it was an event. If the Hulk hulked out, every character in the protagonist, or rather in the main roster for the said comic, has to stop what they're doing to stop the Hulk. And half the time, they don't stop the Hulk. That's the awesome thing about the Hulk, in my opinion. The Hulk is a character that's so strong. At one point in the comic books, they sent the Hulk into space via spaceship. But one second.
I thought I told you to destroy both consoles. Alright. You're going to have to activate the self-destruct for that missile. Get to the navigation room on the double.
Alright, my apologies, guys. There was a cutscene. I wanted you guys to hear it. So I digress. The thing that stood out for me with the Hulk was the Hulk is so powerful and so strong in the comics that there was a point in the books where they actually shot him into space via spaceship because nobody could deal with his immense power.
Well, aren't you just an impressive bunch of heroes? Too bad my good buddies Daredevil and Elektra weren't with you. You wouldn't be trying to stop the nuclear missile I just launched, would you? Hey, if the boss wants me to launch a missile at a heavily populated city, I do it. I don't get paid to ask questions. Sorry, I can't. And even if I did step aside, there's nothing you could do. I've got the only access card to the navigation computer. I choose or else.
Okay, as I was saying, Hulk was launched into space, and thus that is why he's the strongest character in my roster. You guys will notice Black Bolt has been replaced, or rather Boomerang has been replaced by Black Bolt in my roster. I just think the model's more detailed, and it looks kind of similar in my opinion. Yeah, that realism mod is so awesome. It makes I guess, the starting ladder of the game very simple and very easy to navigate through. But as you get farther, you'll notice there will be a drastic spike in difficulty. For those of you who aren't familiar with modding,
You've averted a nuclear disaster. Bullseye was there. Dude must really be serious about recruiting talent.
Colonel Fury, the Masters of Evil are attacking our stabilizing engines. There's too many for me to stop alone.
Black Widow, do not engage the enemy. I want you out of there immediately. Team, double time it and save that engine.
okay guys, I digress. There was a cutscene I wanted you guys to hear. I apologize for pausing. Each of my videos will be 30 minutes apiece, respectively. And I don't know, if you guys don't like my commentary, please just leave a comment at the bottom of this YouTube video saying, hey man, just don't do the commentary, and I'll give you guys raw gameplay.
Fortunately, I was not harmed.
Black Widow, I specifically ordered you not to engage the enemy.
I am sorry, sir. It was unavoidable.
Very well. At least you're safe. Team, you have to stop the enemy from destroying the engine. If they're successful, the helicarrier is finished.